So, welcome, Mark Reed. How nice to have you here.
Jackie,
Strauss's company.
it's wonderful to be here. I've spent too little time since you've done this remarkable space. It's
Isn't
really
it a great
nice.
space? We're so lucky to have it. It's such a privilege to have the space to hang all these beautiful things.
And the height is so fortuitous.
Yeah. No, taking out those ceiling boards really worked.
What an interesting sale you're going to have. What's the parameters? How did it look?
So the parameters on the title of the sale is Impressionism through to Expressionism. And it's the two artists we've chosen is Hugo Naudé to Georgina Gratrix. So quite a broad range. But the thing that fascinates me about the sale, and I know that it's one of your passions, is the landscape paintings that are in the sale. We have the most incredible landscape paintings in the sale. And the ones that are sitting right above us here, which are these beautiful, huge Hugo Naudé.
Mr. Naudé.
Have you ever seen one this nice, Mark?
Yeah, I have.
I'm sure you have.
It's top work. When I talk to botanists, people who really do care about the evolution of an ecology, these mass carpet displays are a result of humankind through overgrazing or fields that have been left fallow. So when the people, as they're doing now, are going up and they're seeing this amazing spring unfolding, this great sense of renewal in the colours and this drab desert, this harsh place we converted into this wondrous garden of the gods, as a book calls it. They're really looking at a landscape that's very, very much under the cosh of the plough and goats for decades.
And Mark, how do you think climate change is going to impact on this phenomenon in the years to come? Is it possible to say?
The late Bob Scholes said to me not long ago that within the next 30 years, the northern sector of Bushman land and Namaqualand, Bushman land being the area inland from Namaqualand, going up to the Orange, going up to the Karib, will drift out of DNA's ability to exist in terms of heat in many areas. What we're seeing at the moment, thank heavens, is a respite. We had the classic winter, okay, lots of snow, wasn't it?
Great, fantastic. It is
beautiful photographs.
Think of all the dams filling up
so
with the
nice.
rubber from the snow.
And the rest of South Africa, going through this terrible winter of discontent and social unrest and tragedy for so many people. And then I think what's caused this immense surge of fascination and love for what's happening in Namaqualand this spring is this psyche of the nation really needs it. That sense of renewal, that sense of hope. The daisies coming out again, and they seem so much sweeter this year than any year that they've ever been. And Hugo Naudé, people think that's easy to paint. You look at that, it's such a pretty picture, isn't it? Lovely. Look at all those pretty flowers. It's like, who other than Tretyakov could have painted a flamboyantly, ravishingly beautiful woman and get away with it? You just can't, because they're just beautiful. You can't be taken seriously. And you can't paint Cary Grant and type male and then make it look like a serious picture. It looks like Cary Grant. and landscape painting, it's so difficult to go to a place that's rendered completely mesmerizingly beautiful, full of these ephemeral things that are all going to be gone away. 2 weeks after this has been painted, it would have been absolutely brown, back to this harsh reality of a desert. Other than Hugo Naudé, he made it his own. Piet van Heerden approached it now and then. But other than that, it was extremely difficult for anyone coming after Hugo Naudé to actually even attempt to. Because people are going to say, oh, well, you're copying Hugo Naudé. And that's the power of a truly great landscape painting.
And what about contemporary artists? I mean, that's what you're dealing with all the time. How are they viewing the landscape? There's so many issues with land around land claims, migration, climate change we've mentioned.
Well, to that end, I was talking to settler Marajo Mashili, commonly popularly known as Mao. She's one of one of the artists I represent, who's, I think, tremendous talent, a great future, really exciting person to show. And he paints these rather severe but beautiful pictures of a road going through South Africa with ploughed fields, and sometimes the stubble of last year's crop. And they're not ephemeral beauties. And he said to me, for you, the national flower is a Protea cynaroides, is the king Protea. For me, he says it's a mealy flower.
Yeah.
So it's how we look at our landscape.
Exactly.
You know, and different people, more urban backgrounds, look at it completely differently to someone who scratches a living in very harsh areas in South Africa. We might really wish they were looking at a green field picture with a little stream, and we yearn for something more intellectually demanding than just a pretty picture of South Africa after the rains.
Well, Mark, I mean, what a pleasure. I could go on all afternoon. In fact, you have to stay and keep going. Thank you so much for coming into Strauss.
Oh,
It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks.